Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we'll be talking about the film Companion. Let me just go ahead and say there will be spoilers ahead. Fun fact, in the scene where Iris is delivered, the song Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls is playing. That song was originally written for the movie City of Angels, which stars Meg Ryan, who is the mother of Jack Quaid, who stars in this film. This movie came out in 2025 and stars Sophie Thatcher, Jack Quaid, and Lukas Gage, and was directed by Hancock. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Companion follows Iris and Josh on a couple's retreat with some of Josh's friends. After Iris kills one of Josh's friend's boyfriend, she learns that her life with Josh has all been a lie and must find a way to figure out what is going on. Companion is a horror comedy. It has similar vibes to Don't Worry Darling, Barbarian, or Ex Machina. Companion caught my eye because it said on the poster that it was produced by Zach Krieger, who directed Barbarian, which I love, so I was actually sold just on that. After watching this movie, I realized Drew was able to do something that Zach did that made me love Barbarian, create a movie that has this story that feels fresh while also adding in these plot twists that will have you shocked and on the edge of your seat. Sophie Thatcher plays Iris, and I love seeing how she went from playing this loving girlfriend to this confused robot to this robot who was going to get revenge. But trust me when I say she deserved to get revenge. The plot twist of finding out that she was a robot caught me way off guard, and it then made me realize that the entire situation was planned. There is a scene I've seen posted online of her covered in blood, which in the movie we find out is after she killed Sergei. I honestly thought that scene was way later in the film, only to find out that it was pretty early on, and that was just the start of things. I love to see her make smart moves and make sure that Josh wouldn't get away with what he was doing. In the end, she just wanted to be free, and I'm glad that she did and didn't have to deal with Josh coming after her. The movie seems to also offer a different take on women's rights, misogyny, and body autonomy. This movie uses technology to show the cruel ways men will use to dominate women. Throughout the movie, Josh tries to play the victim, even though he clearly is in the wrong, and tries to use this to control not only Iris, but we see this a little with Kat as well. Buying a robot woman that you just use and abuse for your personal needs also seems like a weird thing to do, because how much do you suck that you have to buy a robot to pleasure you and be your girlfriend because you don't have the social skills to talk to a human? Or maybe you do and they realize that you are an awful human and that's why you're alone. I love how this film, we see Iris realizing that the way Josh treats her is no way to treat a woman, and that women are not to be used and discarded in whatever sick, twisted plan that you have created. Josh is played by one of my favorite Nepo babies, Jack Quaid, and I think he was perfectly cast. It reminded me of Barbarian because in that film I saw Bill Skarsgård and immediately thought he would be a murderer or something because he is good at playing creepy as seen in the It films and Castle Rock, but the plot twist is that it's not him. That brings me back to Jack, which to me seems to be the opposite. When I think of Jack, I think of The Boys, where he plays this sweet, innocent Huey, who is thrust into a world he is not prepared to deal with, but at the end of the day, he's a nice guy. When I started this film, I saw this charm again, and I think because of how he seems like a nice guy, I just didn't even think he could be such an awful person. He's very toxic and thinks he is a victim, which is especially shown in a moment where he has this speech and says something along the lines of, "This doesn't usually happen to people like him," which made my theater laugh. He did so well in his role because he made me dislike him so much that I had sympathy for a robot and was hoping for her to win. He proved that some people are just bad and selfish. Even with all his friends dropping like flies, he only cared about ensuring that he had an alibi and didn't show much sympathy for his friends dying. This film showed how under stress people's true colors come out because you see how as the events went on, he got more stressed and we realize he actually sucks as a person. I feel like I watched the trailer, but I also feel like maybe I didn't because I had no clue that she was a robot, which was a big plot twist for me. It was crazy to find that out, then find out that they planned this entire, murder, and then to find out that Patrick was also a robot. Plot twists are hard to pull off, and I've seen movies where they add too many, and this movie did a good job at delivering the plot twist at the perfect time. I love the idea that robots could just be an extension of their owner and may not be bad. I've seen so many movies with robots that are bad and the goal is to stop them. I like the idea of what if this robot is only considered bad because some human who is bad controls it. It makes you think that there are some humans that are just evil and makes you question that fear for robots and makes you realize the fear may be more in the humans who control them. I love how having a movie where we are rooting for a robot is, something that is different because you see the human doing so many things that are wrong. I don't think the perspective is something new, but I do think it is something that's not done often because in this day and age, it's easier to make a movie saying why AI is bad. And while this film doesn't offer commentary on that, it does offer commentary on the evils of humanity. I think my favorite part of the movie is in the beginning when she says, "There are two times I truly felt happy, the day I met Josh and the day I killed him." That line at the beginning of the film had me so intrigued and wondering what was going to happen that would make Josh get killed. It also is a risk to me because you're giving a bit of the plot away that the main villain will die, but the part that's going to keep the viewer on the edge of the seat is the how and why. I just love this approach to storytelling. Companion is a fun movie filled with great locations and some great death scenes. And it's also pretty funny. I think it was a pretty perfectly cast movie, and overall, I really enjoyed the film. Thank you for watching my video. I would love to hear your thoughts down below in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please do so you can keep up to date with more of my videos. But besides that, everyone stay safe, have fun, and goodbye.